want to win races. I just want to enjoy the battle. And he and Aluminium on row 2 somehow have got to negotiate their way through corner 1 and try and get by the 2 Chevys in front.
It's good, actually, because the 3 Chevy guys are all fighting individually, because if they played the team game, they could easily quite block everyone out. Menu could be used as the blocker to keep Tarquini at bay, because Tarquini is the danger man today. You know, he's the one who can really upset the Chevy party. And but all the 3 Chevys are going to be fighting their own battle. It's MotoGP, every man for himself, and that's great to see. You know, it's not a team game, and it's going to be really interesting those first couple of corners.
Yeah, Rob Huff looking as relaxed as ever. But he, along with Aluminium and Ivan Muller, all knew at the beginning of the season, day 1 of winter testing, unless something cataclysmically strange happened, one of the 3 men in these blue cars is going to end up as the world champion. And that puts a massive focus on you and your teammates, because actually you're almost not worrying about anybody else, just about the other 2 guys in the garage. And at the moment, Ivan Muller is on a rare run of form. He is the guy they're all going to...
The 180-degree hairpin, and that's going to be really tough.
The field rolls down the hill into turn 1. The green flag lap leading us round to the rolling start of round 9 of the FIA World Touring Car Championship here at the fabulously sunny Hungaroring. And behind the leading car is world champion Ivan Muller. The blue, white and red, the tricolour of France on the roof of his car. We ride on board in 2nd place with Rob Huff, and that's not a view he will want of Muller disappearing out of corner 2. Turn 1's always a bit of a focus, but turn 2 almost seems to create more incidents and accidents in almost any race you see here, and certainly that was the case yesterday in AutoGP. So we ought to be very cautious about calling anybody's successful moves in turn 1, because it could all go wrong for them right behind.
Well, turn 1, if you can hang on around the outside, then you've got the inside for 2. It's literally, they're mirrors of each other. But as soon as you exit 2, you've got a big fast run. So exit is absolutely critical out of there, and they know if you lose pace out of there, then you've got the next guy on you from behind, because it all bottlenecks up into 4 and 5. So it's going to get very busy up there.
On board with James Nash, Alex McDowell's Bamboo Engineering Chevrolet Cruze in front of him. Different colour, but same car as the factory drivers have got, but they're racing in the Yokohama Independence Trophy. John Chilton's girlfriend, Elle. Oh, Ben Constangiris down in the garage, what a surprise, hiding out of the sun and waiting to see what happens in the race. James Thompson there in the Lada Granta. We will see that again in Portimao, and the reason they're not coming to Salzburg in a couple of weeks but going to Portimao at the end of the month is so that they can go away, learn what they've learned here, and have 3 or 4 weeks to further develop the car. As Viktor Shapovalov raced with Lada in the Russian Bears team early in their in the Lada Priora early in their World Touring Car campaign, and he's now overseeing the project.
So Martin, they've got a Lada Cup here this weekend as well, haven't they? And are they anything to do with that, running that, or is that part of the Hungarian thing?
No, that's a Russian championship, so it's got a lot of Russian drivers in it. James Thompson actually was out in free practice, getting some extra laps in, but didn't do the race. But yes, the Lada Granta Cup, very similar cars. James Thompson won't score points, incidentally. The car is not fully homologated yet for the World Touring Car Championship, but he could still learn an awful lot here. And James loves to get his sleeves up and get racing. Two by two they came, not to the arc, but towards the starting line here in Hungary. On board with Gabriele Tarquini as Ivan Muller and Rob Huff get very close to each other through the penultimate corner. We're ready for the rolling start, round 9 of the FIA World Touring Car Championship. 5th race weekend, Budapest in Hungary. Muller on the left of your picture has the driver's inside line to the first corner. That's the dirty part of the track. Huff, if he gets a good start, could outbrake him on the clean side on driver's left. Red lights are on, they are just about in formation. It's very messy at the back, but away they go. And Muller has got to make a great start here. Huff is alongside him. Benani on the left, trying to go by Muller. Benani and Montero coming down inside Muller. Michaelis has made a good start. Tarquini's on the outside. Michaelis turned sideways in the first corner. It's repeated last year. Tarquini's off, Young is off. And Muller and Huff, and Benani second. Gets by Rob Huff between the Chevys, and Young's race is over. He's got a broken wheel. Benani pushed out by Huff. Tarquini's slowing down as well dramatically. And through goes Menu, shoves Benani rudely out of the way. And Bernani down to 4th place, bouncing off the curbs, and that leaves him vulnerable to Thiago Monteiro, who's going to have to go around the outside of 4. That's a brave move.
After all that confusion, we've ended up with the 3 Chevys status quo at the front, but that was just 3 into 1 at the turn 1. It just wasn't going to happen, and I think they both tried to squeeze Huffy on the middle, and he just had nowhere to go.
Well, the fans will be disconsolate. Mikelic shoved out. He's down to 12th position. From there, on this track, he can practically do nothing. In fact, so far back has he gone, his teammate Gabor Weber, who started down in 16th position, 17th position, is in front of him. And James Thompson up to 11th place in the Lada, behind the 2 black and orange Hungarian cars. But you're right, all the kerfuffle at the start only served to help Chevy, who got their little blue wedge in the middle of the road into the first corner. And of course, Captain Teflon Ivan Muller came out in front. That's the way the brakes have been rolling for him this year.
Another good move we've got on lap 1, Martin, is James Nash.
And look at Coronel. Nash is up to 7th, and Chilton's right with him. No, I beg your pardon, that's Oriola. Yes,
that would have been a surprise.
That would have been a surprise from 20-odd on the grid. Yeah, good start from James Nash. Thompson in front of Coronel and Cherki. They are 11th and 12th and 13th. And Mikelic is starting to pull away, and here comes Coronel.
But that Lada's got some good straight line speed, so he might struggle.
Well, what it doesn't yet do is get round the corners well. Coronel's alongside, still alongside in the background, still alongside. No, he can't get by him in a straight line. Maybe that is what Coronel's problem is.
Maybe it is.
Now, just very quickly before we get back to the action, the new Seat engine built by Orica have also built a completely different but new 1.6 turbo engine for that Lada. And given the speed and performance of the Seat engine, I'm not surprised to see that the Lada's engine is good in a straight line. And you saw there bobble between Weber and Mikelic. That's Engsler in the garage. And meanwhile, Bernani under pressure from Monteiro. So we're now in 2 races. We've got the 3 Chevys out front, and then we've got everyone else right behind. On board with Mikelic, trying to get by Gabor Weber. He's going to have a lunge down into the chicane. He's shaping up. Here he comes, down the inside, and Gabor won't fight him too hard. They are, after all, teammates. And the crowd, little ripple there as he goes by on the big screens.
Well, it's actually good with Bernani holding the next pack up a little, so that's going to allow Michelitz to come back into the fray.
But there is a lot of metal there, isn't there? A lot of metal to get by. Of course, Norbert starting 6th here means he will be in 4th place on the race 2 grid, so he's got a chance still to try and win a race from there.
It's such a shame we lost Tarquini early on, because he was going to be our one curveball to throw at the Chevy pack to sort of mix it all up a bit.
Well, the Chevys are going to have to get on with it themselves, because we have got a race on our hands. In comes Tarquini. Engsler's out with bent rear suspension. Daryl Young's car is wrecked. Tom Boardman's car is off track somewhere as well. Didn't see where, but we're being told that he will stay where he is for the duration of the race. Bent rear suspension for Gabriele Tarquini as well, and that will have been on the left front of Daryl Young's car and right rear, I guess, of Tarquini's. Mikelic, I think, has probably got something awry on his car because he's making no progress. There's Tom Boardman, yes. Gosh, didn't even get to the apex of corner 1. James Nash and Alex McDowell battling for 7th and 8th. Nash is 7th and stays there, but McDowell had a good run on the exit of 1 down into 2, didn't he? And look, he's keeping up the pressure.
Well, they know those cars. Bamboo know the cars well. It's a good car. It's a strong car with the Chevy Cruze, and it's a learning game for the Focus with Nash. Here we go. Let's have a look at the start again.
Watch Tarquini. You can see the back of his red and white car on the outside. And Gabriele, as ever, another great start. How does he do this stuff? Makes it 3 wide. Mikelic made a good start as well. But then he got tagged from behind. Who hits the orange and black car? Nobody at that stage.
They do have a lot of torque out that 1.6 engine.
Mikelic got collected by Menu. Tarquini bumped off the back of Huff's car, and it was Engsler's car that broke the suspension of him and O'Young as they came together at the end of the incident. Here's Coronel's view, and here is Gabriele's.
So Daryl O'Young had a fabulous